Why does the black man serve the white man? Why does everything the black man do benefit the white man? Why does the black man say freedom is doing what I want to do? And why is it that everything he wants to do enriches the European?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Peace, family. This is your brother, Mr. Holipsism, here to do a talking point smash on the talking point that Amos Wilson didn't build anything. I heard this in a blog talk radio show. I'm not going to say which show it was because I like the host and he's cool with me. So, and it's not really his fault because he didn't make the statement. It was one of his callers, but still, I don't want to give that type of negative publicity to the show. Anyway, one of the callers called in and said, well, you know, Amos Wilson was cool and everything, but Amos Wilson didn't build anything. Let me give you a little biography on Amos Wilson. Amos Wilson was born September 19th, 1941. He died January 14th, 1995. I actually attended his funeral in the Bronx. He was an African-American psychologist. He was a social theorist, a Pan-African thinker, a scholar, and an author. He was born in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. He completed his undergraduate degree at the Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia. He mastered at the New School of Social Research and attained his doctorate degree from Fordham University. He was a former social caseworker, a psychological counselor, supervising probation officer, training administrator in the New York City Department of Juvenile Justice, and an assistant professor of psychology at the City University of New York. And of course, a master teacher and a great African mind. What I noticed missing from that bio is that I don't see where he was a construction worker. I don't see anything in there about him being a religious leader. I don't see anything about even there with him being the head of some Pan-Africanist organization. His field of study was psychology. And he was a culture critic and a sociologist. So he didn't have to build anything. All he had to do was provide the blueprint. He had to do what he was born to do. And that's basically look at this shit from a perspective psychologically and try to dissect what the issue is and the problem and try to come up with a solution. And he did that with his masterpiece called Blueprint for Black Power. So saying Amos, it's like a non sequitur. Saying Amos Wilson didn't build anything is like saying that the guys who were the architects for the New World Trade Center didn't build it. Okay, so what does that mean? They weren't supposed to. So what are you talking about? He didn't build anything. What the fuck was he supposed to do? He built the blueprint. That's what he built. And what do you usually do with a blueprint? You use it to build something. Did we use the blueprint and build anything? Well, some of us are starting the process of that. But from 1995 until now, a lot of people dropped the ball. And it ain't Amos Wilson's fault. It's you sideline niggas' fault. You backseat driver niggas' fault. You armchair quarterback niggas' fault. And let me, I had this discussion so many times. One brother was on there. He said, oh, so-and-so started this thing where they were asking for $7 a week or $1 something a day or some shit like that. And to build some African bank. And that shit went bankrupt. And I said, wow, did you get your money back? And he's like looking at me like, what? Or asking me, what? What do you mean? I was like, well, obviously you gave, right? You gave the money to make sure that this vision came into manifestation. or manifested it into reality. Didn't you do that? Oh, you didn't do that. So then what the fuck you talking about it for, nigga? Everybody got a fucking opinion from the sidelines. You know, that's the shit that kills me. Get your ass into the fucking game. You're gonna criticize shit. All right, the people in your community wanted to build a bank. The people in your community wanted to make a farmer's market. The people in your community wanted to do something. Organize the people together and do something. You had no part in helping to see that vision come in and manifest into reality. And then you're going to have the nerve to sit back and criticize it, nigga? What did you do? And I don't usually draw that what did you do thing because you know how I feel about that. But I will draw it when you the motherfucker that's doing the most complaining and the most talking and the one who's detracting from the message. Me and Kala and the BAIO and the BAIO members. I mentioned Kala. It's other brothers, but Kala and me have been vocal about this online. Our mission and our goal is simple. An independent nation state on the continent of our ancestors for diaspora Africans, people who were victims of the transatlantic slave trade, not no goddamn American Indians and natives. If you're an American Indian, if you're a native, peace to you, have no problem with you. Go to your TP, smoke your peace pipe, and get together with your other Native American brethren and sistren to try to figure out how you're going to get your country back from the white man. This has nothing to do with you. This has to do with descendants of the transatlantic slave trade. If you do not identify with that, stay out of the goddamn discussion. Has nothing to do with you. This is our position. This is what we want. It's very simple. We want social, economic, and political control over the context of our reality as a people. We want to control a society from the bottom to the top. We've been called coons. You got people on here saying, oh, you motherfucker. I mean, I'm trying to figure out if you are against that concept, then you're a fucking enemy of black people. How can you possibly be against that concept and say that you are down for the future of your people? And what's even more disturbing is that niggas take you fucking seriously and they don't call you on your bullshit and they allow you to be in our midst without getting called on it. But you know, that's the advantage of dealing with a damaged, dysfunctional people. Clowns can raise up in the ranks. Clowns can be on the surface of our reality, be surrounded all in the mix in our reality and not get called out for the clowns that they are. I knew Amos Wilson. I sat with Amos Wilson. I shook Amos Wilson's hand. I listened to Amos Wilson. That speech that y'all see online in the slave theater, where it was so cold, we had on winter coats and hats and boots and gloves. Literally, you could see the breath in the air. That's how cold it was in the theater. And it was only about 15 people in that theater. No more than 15 people in that theater. That famous lecture that everybody loves so much, it was about 15 people in there, and I was one of them. Me, Mac, and my nephew. So don't tell me about Amos Wilson and what Amos... If Amos Wilson was alive, Amos Wilson would be down with the BAIO. He wouldn't be down with you. He wouldn't be trying to start no nation within a nation. And if he did, it would be the same way that the BAIO's vision is. Anything in America is going to be a satellite community, satellite community from the nation state. The base of operations has got to be outside of the jurisdiction of the United States of America. Now, if the United States of America or anybody else decides that they want to take over our nation, then blood will spill on the fucking ground. Because then you got a reason to fight. You ain't got no reason to fight here in America. But you damn sure bet we get some land and we control a piece of territory. I don't give a damn who you are. It could be American. It can be another African country. Blood will spill on the ground. And that's just how it is with any people on any land that they control. You think anybody's just going to roll up in America? So this is not controversial statements that I'm making here. This is what any free people will do. They defend their land. But you got to have some land first. So you're talking about Amos Wilson didn't build anything. What did you do with the blueprint for Black Power? Crickets.
Nigga, shut the fuck up, boy. Shift my word. Now what you gonna do? You gonna...
Anyway, that's all I gotta say. I'm just getting tired of people, these sideline niggas, these backseat drivers, these armchair quarterbacks who ain't doing shit except trying to detract from the message that me, the BAIO, and other brothers and sisters that's not even in the BAIO, but strong black brothers and sisters trying to get a message out to try to bring our people together so that we can have a future. And you got these niggas going against every person who's trying to do something and say something for the betterment of our people. You got these bootlicking niggas. Oh, I got Negroes stalking me. I got Negroes creating accounts just so they can attach themselves to my videos. I done blocked one cat about 6 or 7 or 8 times, and he's creating username after username so he can come back and throw jabs after I done sunned his ass into the fucking fetal position a long goddamn time ago. Anyway, I'll holler at you good people later. That's all I want to say. Peace.